From WYLN Hazleton, this is WYLN's late edition News at 10 with meteorologist Joe Garbacek, sports with Beth Mensinger, anchors Lisa Sugar and L.A. Tyrone. News, weather, sports, features, and more. You're watching WYLN's late edition News at 10.
Good evening and welcome to WYLN's late edition for Wednesday, June 5th, 2013. I'm Lisa Sugart. Tonight, a special collection is underway by the Hobby Fire Department, how you can help at fire companies who are in need. Plus, a special dedication was held today at the Tricky Triangle. Ken Cara has the details. In sports, Beth Mensinger has a reaction from drivers about Pocona's ARCA race this Saturday. And meteorologist Joe Garbacek tells us if there's any wet weather in our forecast. But first, late edition's look at tonight's top stories. A man on the run in Hazleton this afternoon was wanted in last night's drug bust on East Diamond Avenue. This is a picture of the man provided to us by police. Although his name is not being released, police tell us he took off running when he spotted police near South Columbus Court. According to police, the man took off into the woods. A state police helicopter, Luzerne County Sheriff's Office, and drug dogs were all called in to assist the Hazleton police with that search. Law enforcement spent nearly an hour looking for him. The suspect, who again is still on the run, is described as a white male with a beard and was wearing a blue shirt. Police are unaware if he is armed. Anyone with any information on his whereabouts is being asked to call 911. There was a home invasion and robbery in Harvey's Lake this morning. It happened around 1 o'clock. 19-year-old Paul Brace, son of the owners of Brace's Orchard in Dallas and a football player at Misericordia University, was beaten and shot in the head. His roommate, 19-year-old Adam Weaver, was assaulted before Brace was shot. Weaver has talked to police. He said there were 4 black male assailants. Weaver said he answered the door. The 4 busted their way in and demanded to know where the money was. Police say this incident was not random and is drug-related. Weaver told state police Brace is a drug dealer who keeps cash on himself and in a safe at the home. Brace underwent several surgeries and is listed in critical condition at Geisinger, Wyoming Valley in Plains. The write-in winners in Luzerne County's primary election 2 weeks ago were announced today. L.A. Tyrone has them.
Those results mean there will be no race in the fall in some places and races other places. In Freeland, newcomer Ed Appleman had already won the Republican nomination for mayor. Today, he won the Democratic nomination through write-in. Same situation in West Hazleton, where incumbent Frank Schmidt already had the GOP nod. He also won the Democrat nod, beating back a challenge from Dave Minnick of the Crime Watch. In Cunningham, there will be council races in the fall. The Democrat write-in winners for the 4-year nominations are Tom Fusil, Barry Jones, and Ray Schneider. The Republican nominations decided 2 weeks ago are Schneider, Jim Sousa, and Jake Corelli. In the 2-year seat, Joe Gallagher won both sides. In Hazel Township, it's a split verdict. Jim Montone won the GOP nod for the 2-year term through write-ins announced today. He had already won the Democratic nod. But the Republican nod for the 6-year term went to Richard Wenches. Butchie Biarski won the Democrat nod 2 weeks ago and tried to win the GOP nomination as well. We're told there were several different spellings of his last name and variations of his first name, with Francis, Butch, and Butchie all being written in. Which to count or discard is up to the sole discretion of the Election Bureau Director. So Biarski and Winches will face each other in the fall. And in Hazleton, the 3rd Republican nomination for City Council went to Democrat Jack Mundy. He also won a Democrat nomination 2 weeks ago. So it's Mundy, Jeff Gassat, and Jim Perry on the Republican side, Mundy, Dave Sosar, and Kevin Shatter on the Democrat side. L.A. Tyrone, WYLN's late edition.
Thanks, L.A. Well, there is still no exact cause of the fire that broke out Tuesday in the historic Eckley Miners Village. Today, WYLN found family members and others at the home of George Guerra. Looking through what was left of the home, Guerra lived in that house his entire life. Dr. Bodie Morin is the director of Eckley's Historical Village.
Eckley is a state historic site, so all the property except for one building is owned by the state. The house was built in the 1850s and it's been continuously occupied since then. And it is a tragedy that we lost most of the house due to a fire. Well, the state is determining right now how much of the house is going to be salvageable or not. It's probably not going to be habitable for a long time. So we do have some other options here if George wants to stay, but that's decision he'll have to make with his family.
Now, Morin said they are hoping to save the main part of that home, but that will be determined by the state. Even with the fire, they are moving forward with Patchtown Days, which will be held as usual next weekend. A jury today acquitted a suspended Luzerne County prison guard on charges he bought cocaine from a drug dealer and gave prescription drugs to an inmate behind bars. Jurors found 38-year-old Jason Fearman of Dallas Township not guilty on 4 counts. He was arrested by agents of the Attorney General's office in March 2011. His defense team claimed the case hinged solely on testimony of 2 unreliable convicts, John Ritchie and James Dormio. Both took the stand and claimed they did not remember testifying before a grand jury. 2 soldiers were killed and a 3rd soldier from our area was wounded in an attack yesterday in Afghanistan. Caleb Hemmen is a 2010 graduate of Central Columbia High School in Bloomsburg. Superintendent of Schools for the district, Harry Mathias, said they learned the news Tuesday from emails and text messages.
He was a member of the Army. We got word that he was wounded in Afghanistan yesterday morning. He was on patrols up in the mountains and through one of those devices, exploding device. We did receive word that last evening he was being transferred to a hospital in Germany, and it was the hope of the family that they could get him into Walter Reed down in Bethesda as soon as possible.
Mathias said Caleb's sister is a senior here at Central Columbia, and he remembers Caleb when he was a student here as well.
Caleb was a good student here, a member of our football team, both offensive and defensive lineman. Again, 2010 graduate. We know his family well. He has a sister who's graduating on Saturday. Know mother very well. She's been actively involved in our booster club, especially field hockey, where his sister participated. And I know mom through church a little bit too. So good family.
Mathias said after his graduation, Caleb spent time getting ready for his military career.
I know he worked incredibly hard. It was something he was looking forward to. At Central Columbia, we're very proud of the work he's put in and serving his country, and he's made us proud here at Central. Obviously, we're hoping for a complete and total recovery, offering everything we can, our prayers and thoughts and anything we can to help the family. My wife was a field hockey coach, had a conversation with Mom last night. Mom expressed to her that just been overwhelmed with the outpouring of prayers and sympathy and so forth. And really at this point doesn't need anything. The response was that there'll be time. Sometime here in the future there's going to be some needs, and we'll be there at that time.
The superintendent said Central Columbia is very proud of Caleb, and everyone here at WYLN sends our sincere prayers and best wishes to him and his family for a very speedy recovery. In other news tonight, a group that usually spends its time preserving the history of the city of Hazleton spent tonight looking to the future. Residents filled a room on Penn State's Hazleton campus for the discussion led by the Greater Hazleton Historical Society.
We're here tonight because we're all concerned about the future of Hazleton, and we feel that an academic setting for a panel that addresses the future of Hazleton would be appropriate, and we have great panelists here tonight to discuss those issues and what we face and how we can move forward.
One of the panelists was Dr. Jamie Longazelle, who works at the University of Dayton. Longazelle's from the area and has done research on some of the issues facing the city. He was asked about Hazleton's economic situation.
Declining property values and tax revenue.
Embrace what you've got is the most simple way to say that, I believe. I live in Dayton, and it's a city that, much like Hazleton, is suffering from the decline of manufacturing in the United States. And Dayton has lost a lot of population and is craving the kind of population boost that Hazleton has seen. In fact, Dayton passed an initiative called the Welcome Dayton Plan, which was aimed at making the city more receptive to immigrants, knowing the economic benefits that immigrants bring to a city, to a country. We have this already. We have what many of these cities across the Rust Belt who are suffering from the decline of manufacturing are craving. And frankly, we blew it, or we're blowing it.
One of the shortcomings in Hazleton, according to Long Gazelle, was the Illegal Immigration Relief Act that he says sent the wrong message to people. Dr. David Sosar from King's College was asked about some of the abandoned churches in the area.
What I would suggest is that we encourage the Scranton Diocese to either sell the properties or utilize them for some effective means for the community. Those buildings do not help Hazleton sitting and just deteriorating.
On another level, such as volunteer.
Sosar did recognize the former Our Lady of Mount Carmel Church in the city as being used as a community center. Other panelists included Mark Katcher from the Hazleton Standard Speaker, Renee Barron of Hazleton Power, and Dr. Beatrice Garcia Glick from Penn State Hazleton. Crime, blight, and urban sprawl were also hot topics at tonight's discussion. A business in East Union Township is suing the township solicitor over comments he made on this news program. The suit was filed after township supervisors and solicitor Donald Karpovich claimed that Bureau's Utilities Incorporated, a restroom facility rental company, was illegally using the township's sewer system. Tonight, the board took action on paying for the legal bills for Karpovich's defense.
Yeah, the sewer authority came to us with a complaint about a problem with a possible illegal lateral on the Byros property. So we started an investigation, and our solicitor did make some comments on the news about it. And because of those comments, Mr. Byros filed a lawsuit against them. Those comments were made on behalf of the township and the supervisors, so we felt that it was more than right to pay his legal fees. We did turn it into our insurance company, but at this time our insurance policy does not cover that. We don't have that type of coverage.
The investigation into the misuse of the system has been turned over to code enforcement and police departments. Bloomsburg Mayor Dan Knorr will be stepping down as of July 1st to accept a new position as Danville's Administrator of Governmental Affairs at a salary of $43,000. That, according to the Press Enterprise, Danville Borough Council made the decision to hire Knorr when they met Tuesday. Knorr is not only leaving government in Bloomsburg, but also leaving his position at Rose Consulting, a job he's held since 2007. Bloomsburg Town Council is expected to name his replacement when they meet on the 24th of the month. A four-story structure at 22nd and West Market Street in Philadelphia collapsed today, injuring a dozen and trapping two. INN's Tambray Lane details.
Rescuers found one person dead in this rubble. They did save 13 people. Most are not hurt too badly. A neighboring four-story building that was being demolished collapsed, landing right on the two-story Salvation Army store late this morning. A young man was just leaving school when the building came crashing down.
There was people inside the building. You heard them scream. And then we went over to the building. We said, you know, can you hear us? Can you hear us? Say something. And we tried to find the people.
Investigators are on the scene trying to figure out how the collapse happened. We do know the construction company doing the demolition did have all the proper permits.
That was Tambray Lane reporting. Well, members of several area chambers of commerce had the opportunity to talk informally today with Governor Tom Corbett. The special event entitled A Conversation with the Governor was held at the Woodlands Inn in Wilkes-Barre.
We have chambers here from all throughout northeastern Pennsylvania, and our members were surveyed on issues that are important to the business community. And Governor Corbett is here today to talk directly to our various memberships about the issues that are critical to business in this area and to the future of the Commonwealth.
Now, some of the issues discussed included business growth, the privatization of liquor stores, and taxation. And when asked about transportation and infrastructure, the governor said public safety is number one.
We have 1.5 million children on the roads of Pennsylvania every school day, traveling Pennsylvania on the buses. That's about 31,000 buses that are traveling the roads. Okay, they're going across bridges, they're going down roads. Right now we have 4,000 bridges that are termed structurally deficient. Now there are grades of structurally deficient, but all total 4,000. We have, I believe, 10,000 miles of road that need to be repaired. By the way, I see that since I was on part of 81, I see we just had a nice paving job on 81 there. So we're looking at this from a public safety perspective.
Yeah, he touched on all of the important issues. Naturally, we're very concerned with transportation. We're very involved with that with our chamber, and naturally, we're looking for funding for our Route 424 project, which we are high on that list. We're next in line, so we're hoping that transportation funding becomes a reality.
It's important for all of us to come out and let the governor know that we care about the issues in this state. There are very important things going on, and he needs to know where the business community stands.
Today's program was hosted by Drew Spire of WBRE TV. A special day for students at the Helping Hands Society in Hazleton. Late Edition's Ann Gownley was there as the preschool class graduated.
14 graduates and plenty of proud family members today at the Helping Hand Society as its preschool class graduated and are now headed to kindergarten.
We are so proud of these children and we love them so much, and we are so sad to see them go on to a new journey, but it's just a wonderful day. They have done so well, and we have such a great group of kids and a great group of parents and grandparents and guardians. Fabulous day.
Mary Beth says it was a very emotional day for herself and the staff as they watched the young graduates walk over the bridge and take the next step in their lives. We spoke with some of the graduates and their parents on the experience the young children had attending school and the lessons they've learned.
Helping Hands has been wonderful with him. He came here with a speech problem. They've worked with him. He is speaking so much better. Same with occupational therapy. He's learning to write. He's just very outgoing.
Hello.
Want to say congratulations?
Congratulations.
Were you excited to graduate today?
Yes.
Are you ready to go to kindergarten?
Yes.
Thank you so much for everything that you all have done. You've made him what he is today.
I'm excited to graduate today.
What do you want to tell all your classmates?
Graduation.
They have brought my child, she's made leaps and bounds from where she started to where she is right now, that she could actually go into a regular classroom and move forward.
And is there anything that you want to say to the staff here?
Thank you for everything you've done for her, and we will be back to help and continue on.
Mary Beth says she looks forward to watching the children grow after learning all they did in their years at the Helping Hand Society.
Continue what they're doing and just be as great as they are now, and they will do well.
Congratulations to all of the graduates from everyone here at WYLN. In Hazleton for WYLN's Late Edition, I'm Ann Gownley.
Great story, Ann. Well, it was a big night for 25 8th graders in the city of Hazleton. The class of 2013 at Holy Family Academy celebrated their accomplishments and their time together with a special mass and graduation ceremony. Before the ceremony began, we caught up with the school's principal and a few members of the class.
It's very hard to see the kids go. I try not to think about it, because if you think about it, you just get very emotional. And it's very hard for everyone because the teachers are fantastic and they're very dedicated, so we're all very emotional tonight. Yes, it is hard.
What was your favorite subject and why?
I liked religion because that's kind of the point of coming to Catholic school. You get that extra little subject there.
I've been at Holy Family for 8 years. I've been there since kindergarten, and it's just a big family, and everyone's welcomed, and it's just a great time.
Why is this night so important for you?
Because we're all going to different schools. Like, some of us are going to Hazleton, some of us are going to Marion or MMI or stuff. So it's just kind of hard because we've been together for so long to, like, say goodbye.
And Joseph.
The graduates also took part in the Mass as their proud family and friends looked on. A bill that hikes state spending on transportation systems by 50% sailed through the Senate 45-5 this afternoon. It now heads to the House. The bill increases a wholesale gas tax by 28.5 cents a gallon over several years. It also dramatically raises the cost of resignation stickers and driver's license, though makes them last longer. And it adds $100 state fee to all traffic tickets. It totals $2.5 billion. Governor Tom Corbett backs a more modest $1.8 billion proposal he unveiled in January. Under the package, which passes the Senate, state spending on transportation will be within shouting distance of $8 billion. One of the big three American automakers is taking the unusual step of refusing a government request for a recall. INN's Tambray Lane has more.
Chrysler is taking on federal safety regulators. The car maker is rejecting a request to recall nearly 3 million Jeeps the government claims are defective and prone to fires and rear-end crashes. For nearly 2 decades, some Jeep models have had a tendency to burst into flames in those crashes. Officials are asking for upgrades to the older models to prevent those fires.
The definition of a safety defect is if it's a bad design, if it's harmful to people, and if it occurs repeatedly, and that's all been the fact here.
The models we're talking about are 1993 to 2004 Jeep Grand Cherokees and 2002 to 2007 Jeep Liberties. The company says it's been working with the government on the fuel tank fire issue since 2010. The government says it might force the company to take part in the recall.
And that is a look at tonight's top stories. Time now for our first look at the forecast. Joe Garbachik's in the Weather Center with the latest. Joe?
Thanks, Lisa. Another great-looking day across our area today, but tomorrow some changes in the forecast. We'll talk about those changes in just a few.
Hi, I'm Liz Tolan. I'd like to invite you to the first annual COPS event. It's taking place on September 21st right here at the Butler Township Community Center. This event, brought to you by WILN 35 in Hazleton, the Greater Hazleton Health Alliance, and other area sponsors, will consist of a 5K run, 5K walk, kids fun run, open air concert, free cookout for the community, crafters, tricky trays, and so much more. Proceeds from this event will go to benefit 4 area police departments. When you call these men and the men and women they serve with, they're going to be there for you. Won't you take one day out of your busy schedule and be there for them?
WILN TV 35 is looking to hire a highly motivated, energetic salesperson for the Hazleton and surrounding areas. We offer a competitive salary and benefits package. Call 956-5772. Heritage SureSave, your neighborhood full-service supermarket. Come see for yourself. They have the freshest selection of meats, cheese, and produce. Baked goods made fresh on premises. They have an in-store butcher who is happy to accommodate your special orders. Be sure to stop in and check out their unadvertised specials. You'll find them throughout the store. See their flyer for weekly specials. Heritage SureSave, your neighborhood full-service supermarket. This week at Heritage, they have their best ever offer from Hers potato chips, tortilla chips, cheese curls, or pretzels. Your choice. Only $1.88. The Red Cross presents a night of laughs, luck, and comedy at Genetti's Best Western in Hazleton, Friday, June 7th at 7 p.m. Cash prizes will be awarded throughout the evening up to $20,000. For more information, call 570-823-7161.
Well, we continue to be dry across our area right now as I speak, but tomorrow at this time going to be a little bit different as some rain heads in our direction, and before all is said and done, we can be looking at a healthy amount of rain this time around. It's been a while since we had a good douse of rain, if you will, but we're going to start to see it as we progress through tomorrow, especially later tomorrow afternoon and even into Friday. 60 degrees are lively high tire conditions outside our station in Hazleton. Pressure coming in at 30.06 inches of mercury. Our Robert Stevens Face and Body Almanac page for the day. 74 and 49 is where we got to. 75 and 54 are the averages. Records still stand. 5:32, 8:33, sunrise and sunset for tomorrow. So we're getting up into the 70s today. Very nice, comfortable day across our region. Temperature-wise right now, not too bad. It's going to be another cool, comfortable night. 59 now in New Angola, 62 in Shenandoah, 63 in Monoy City. Satellite and radar, things looking pretty good across the northeast. Down toward the south and west, you could see some rain, and eventually we're going to start to see some rain overspreading our area. Here's a look at it. Clouds on the increase through tonight. heading into tomorrow. As we progress through the day and afternoon and evening hours, the rain will overspread our area. Some of it could actually be heavy at times. We'll have some of it as we head into tomorrow night. As we head into our Friday as well, looks like we're going to continue to see some rain. And even as we head into our Friday night, still could see some leftover showers as we start going into our Saturday, and then we definitely dry out for our Sunday. Notice tomorrow, with those clouds around and some of the rain, temperatures in most locations for the most part should be held in the 60s for daytime highs, with some locations getting near 70 degrees. And notice by the noontime hour on Friday, temperatures in every location will be in the 60s. Precipitation-wise, again, a healthy amount of rain out of this. I think most locations could pick up close to an inch, possibly over an inch of rain from some of those locally heavy downpours, maybe even a possibility of a thunderstorm. And it's been dry around here, so we do need the rain, a good soaking rain, and I think we're going to see it from this next system that will be coming through our area. So we start to see that rain overspreading our area from west to east as we head into tomorrow. And on the extended forecast brought to you by the Wire Guys, a division of Arc Electric, we still have the rain around and some leftover showers for our Friday, even heading into our Saturday. Still chance of some showers around, but then they'll start to diminish as we start to progress through the daytime hours. And then Sunday looking pretty good, 72, and then another chance of some more showers and some rain as we head into the beginning part of next week. Our evening Pennsylvania lottery number is the daily 114, the big 4, 7047. Quinto numbers 27256 and a cash 5, 8, 9, 15, 20, and 33. Lisa.
Thanks, Joe. Coming up, what the Hobby Fire Company is doing to help other fire companies. That story's next on Late Edition.
People have a very jaded opinion of contractors. At the Wire Guys, we completely turn that experience on its head. My electrician is going to show up and wear shoe covers. Be respectful. We are the cleanest contractors that you'll ever use. Before he even starts, he's going to give you a price in writing that he's going to stick to. I want them to be your superhero when they walk out that door. Call me. If we're late, you get paid.
Hey, it's Justin from Grand Central, announcing how everybody can make the Grand Central connection with the grand opening of our second location on Route 93 across from Berger Family Dealerships. During our grand opening celebration, take part in our weekly $300 Hazel Park gift certificate giveaway. Grand opening price is up to 50% off, free delivery, and up to 36 months interest-free finance. And remember, shop Grand Central, where your house becomes a home.
Hey everyone, want some close-to-home fun? Join the Keystone Active Zone Passport program to create your own backyard adventure exploring parks, trails, and events. It's fun, easy, and it's free. This year's Passport has more than 30 stops. Enjoy Riverfest in Wilkes-Barre and Pittston. Explore the Delaware and Lehigh National Heritage Corridor and more. Register at kazpassport.org. Visit as many stops as you want. Each stop has a question. Find the answers and log them in on the website. Start exploring today.
It's known as the Tricky Triangle, a track whose sum total equals a challenge like nowhere else.
Smoke is boiling between Bush and Johnson.
It is Pocono Raceway, where the first race was won by a king. Every race is full throttle to the photo finish.
Virtual dead heat.
And wrecks are not the end, but the start of a comeback. This is Pocono Raceway, where history is measured in right angles.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Hey, neighbor.
Lousy weather,
huh?
This is not a good time.
For it to be raining and my satellite dish to lose its signal? Man, I heard that. Mind if I watch your cable?
Look, my kid's having a sleepover.
Right. I'll just watch it on your bedroom set.
Service Electric digital cable with On Demand. The best TV in the neighborhood.
Join us at Carmen's Country Inn, where Happily Ever After begins on Sunday, June 30th from noon until 3 for the wedding show of the season, Beautiful Beginnings. The area's finest in service and products will be on hand to show you how you can make your dream day come true. Enjoy a fashion show by Wedding Bells Bridal Shop. Sample a wine designed especially for the occasion by Simply Home Brew. Not planning a wedding? Join us anyway for great ideas on how to make your next social event spectacular. Join us and bring your friends. This event is free and open to the public.
One fire company in our area is looking to help other companies in need. Gary Perna explains.
The Hobby Volunteer Fire Company is looking to pay it forward by helping a national organization that lent them a helping hand.
If you go out to Oklahoma, look at maybe some of those people out there might need a hand with their equipment. Down in Texas, they had a big explosion. They lost their fire trucks. This foundation had them a new fire truck in 2 days. Okay, it was a used one, but they replaced it in 2 days. So we give to each other. It's a brotherhood.
The organization is called the Terry Farrell Firefighter Fund. The fund was set up in memory of Terry, who was a firefighter in New York City and died on September 11th.
Terry Farrell was a lieutenant on Rescue 4, 223 unit, and he went into the World Trade Center, and he died in the World Trade Center. And he also was the chief of Dix Hills Fire Company out in Long Island, New York, where he lived. And this was his life. And he just, everything that was left, I believe, just went into this foundation, and his brother runs the foundation, travels all over the country, and there's chapters in 4 or 5 different cities and states. And it's all about giving back.
The firefighters here in Hobby are collecting new or used equipment, everything from firefighters' gear to rescue tools to air packs, and they will also be accepting money.
A lot of times you'll have stuff laying around your fire hall and you're not using it, but somebody else might be able to use it. And we met some people in New York through this Terry Farrell Foundation, and they gave us some equipment that we needed, donated it to us, and now we're giving back. We're paying it forward.
The only piece of equipment that they will not be accepting is hose. If you would like to donate, you can call Chief Reader at 336-3012. You can also head to their Facebook page to get all the information you need. Now, the donation drive will end on June 30th. That day, firefighters will be at their station or out collecting from 5 until 8. The Hobby Firehouse is located at 655 East County Road in Wapwalpin, PA. The zip is 18660. At the Hobby Firehouse for WYLN's Late Edition, I'm Gary Perna.
Thanks, Gary. Great effort by those firefighters. When we come back, Beth's in with the first half of sports. Stay with us.
Community Services for Sight will hold the 5th Annual Festival of Sight June 8th from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. at Community Park in Hazel Township. Entertainment, crafts, food, games, tricky trays, airplane rides, a car show, and more. For more information, call Lori 455-0421.
WYLN Sports, broadcasting live June 8th and 9th at the Weatherly Hill Climb. WYLN Sports will take you up the hill, past the Devil's Hook, around the hairpin turn, and through the Dutchman. All the turn-by-turn coverage of the Weatherly Hill Climb, live on WYLN TV 35. Saturday, June 8th from noon to 4 p.m. Sunday, June 9th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. WYLN, the station to turn to when you want live sports. WYLN, we're your local network.
The Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce welcomes all vendors and crafters to participate in the Downtown Hazleton Farmers Market beginning Saturday, July 13th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at 20 West Broad Street. To become a vendor, call 570-455-1509 or email info@hazletonchamber.org. The Video Game Store. Buy, sell, and trade all classic and modern games and systems. 28 South Main Street in Wilkes-Barre. Open Monday through Saturday, noon till 6. Call 822-9929.
Join us this week on Wellness Through Physical Therapy. Ting is going to explain to us what carpal tunnel syndrome is, and surprisingly, you may not need surgery to cure it. His solutions, they're coming up this week on Wellness Through Physical Therapy. Join us.
pretty busy at Pocono Raceway in Long Pond this week, and today was no different. Before the big race kicks off on Saturday, the track will be hosting the Pocono 200, an event in the 2013 ARCA Racing Series. Today, about 20 drivers had the chance to test out their ARCA cars on the Tricky Triangle. Now, if you didn't know, the ARCA Series is considered a minor but professional league of stock car racing. It's just a few steps below NASCAR, so it can be used as a springboard to racing with the big boys. One driver at the track today knows what it's like to live the NASCAR life because his father is Bill Elliott, one of NASCAR's greats. But 17-year-old Chase Elliott, he's ready to make a name for himself.
It's definitely a different place. I mean, obviously, it's a very unique racetrack. A lot of guys really like this place. I know my dad had a lot of success here, and it's cool that we're able to come here to the ARCA Series. It's obviously different, you know, and I said it my first laps on the track. The front straightaway is longer than any track I've ever raced on before, so it's a very, very different feel for me, and I'm glad we have this test day to try to get used to it.
Of course, we had to ask if his dad had any advice for him.
Not really. The place has changed a lot. He never raced on the new configuration, so things are definitely different than when they were when he raced here back a handful of years ago. So a lot of it's going to be kind of me trying to figure out what we need, and hopefully we'll get there today.
Also racing on Saturday, Brian Cartwrighter. He's not originally from the area, but is now living in Orangeville, Columbia County.
Twin Bridge is where we're really close to in Forks Farm. The Benton area and Ricketts Glen, it's just, love the country. The views are wonderful. We live on a farm area, and the people are really nice. It's just a great atmosphere around here. Love Columbia County.
Even though he's raced at Pocono 5 times before, Cartwrighter talked about how important test day is, not just for figuring out the track, but figuring out the cars.
We're trying new things. We changed intakes, doing different things with the weights in the car, just different adjustments, tweaking the front end geometry around to get the car settled down. The track's really smooth since they repaved it here, so we just got to get everything working right and get the tire temps. There's a lot of different things that go in, physics and all that with the geometry on the front end to get it to work.
200 ARCA Racing Series event starts at 1 p.m. on Saturday. And while the party in the Poconos is going on, Sunday is also the Pennsylvania State Sportsman Association State Shooting Competition in Elysburg. Students in the Hazleton area school district's Sport Shooting Club were preparing for Sunday's contest at Whitetail Preserve in Black Creek Township this afternoon. The club's advisor, Bill Duffy, said 4 teams will be competing in the trap shooting event, an event that the Hazleton Area Sport Shooting Club has done very well in the past.
We've had quite a few state championship squads, and hopefully this Sunday we're going to be having at least 2 championship squads, and there is a possibility we could have 4. The shooters have really been working hard. They've been doing what they need to do in order to achieve to the best of their abilities.
And while the team is pretty accurate, the Cougars' competition is pretty tough.
Competition is tremendous. Last year, our senior varsity squad shot the best that I've ever seen them shoot. They averaged, out of 100 targets, they averaged almost 97 targets per shooter, and yet they only took second place. So the competition is keen, and our school being a high school team is a little tough to compete sometimes against the regular gun club teams because they can take it from a little bit bigger geographic area. We always have to just take it from people within our high school area.
Well, we want to wish good luck to all the shooters this weekend, and we will let you know how they do on Monday. And it is now down to 2 area high schools left in the PIAA state baseball and softball playoffs. It's the second round for both, including the Tamaqua Blue Raiders baseball squad, who will be playing Abington Heights tomorrow afternoon. That one's at 4 p.m. at Bloomsburg University. That matchup will be broadcast live on 105.5 WMGH. And for the girls, it's Holy Redeemer, the Lady Royals. They will be playing at Patriots Park in Allentown against Conwell Egan in AA. That first pitch scheduled for 3 p.m. Reports are saying a number of MLB players are in pretty big trouble for their part in taking performance-enhancing drugs. That's coming up in the second half of sports. Until then, stick around. Lisa Sugart's coming right back to the desk.
Join us this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. You're going to meet Christy Legg, and she's going to tell you how a very simple thing she was doing was giving her a hard time with her spine, and how very quickly Dr. John was able to help her feel so much better. Her story is coming up this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. Join us.
Recapping tonight's top story, a man on the run in Hazleton this afternoon wanted in last night's drug bust on East Diamond Avenue. This is a picture provided to us by police. Although his name's not being released, police tell us he took off running when he spotted police near South Columbus Court. The man took off into the woods. A state police helicopter, Luzerne County Sheriff's Office, and drug dogs were called in to assist. Law enforcement spent nearly an hour looking for him. The suspect, who again is still on the run tonight, is described as a white male with a beard wearing a blue shirt. Police are unaware if he is armed. Anyone with information is being asked to call 911. The write-in winners in Luzerne County's primary 2 weeks ago were finally announced today. L.A. Tyrone has them.
Those results mean there will be no race in the fall in some places and races other places. In Freeland, newcomer Ed Appleman had already won the Republican nomination for mayor. Today, he won the Democratic nomination through write-in. Same situation in West Hazleton, where incumbent Frank Schmidt already had the GOP nod. He also won the Democrat nod, beating back a challenge from Dave Minnick of the Crime Watch. In Cunningham, there will be council races in the fall. The Democrat write-in winners for the four-year nominations are Tom Fusil, Barry Jones, and Ray Schneider. The Republican nominations decided 2 weeks ago are Schneider, Jim Sousa, and Jake Corelli. In the two-year seat, Joe Gallagher won both sides. In Hazel Township, it's a split verdict. Jim Montone won the GOP nod for the two-year term through write-ins announced today. He had already won the Democratic nod. But the Republican nod for the six-year term went to Richard Wenches. Butchie Byarski won the Democrat nod 2 weeks ago and tried to win the GOP nomination as well. We're told there were several different spellings of his last name and variations of his first name, with Francis, Butch, and Butchie all being written in. Which to count or discard is up to the sole discretion of the Election Bureau Director. So Byarski and Winches will face each other in the fall. And in Hazleton, the third Republican nomination for City Council went to Democrat Jack Mundy. He also won a Democrat nomination 2 weeks ago. So it's Mundy, Jeff Gassat, and Jim Perry on the Republican side, Mundy, Dave Sosar, and Kevin Shatter on the Democrat side. L.A. Tyrone, WILN's Late Edition.
And that is a look at tonight's recaps. When we come back, a special tribute on Saturday at Pocono. Ken Caro will have the details, and Beth is back in with the second half of sports.
We've got some rain heading in our direction. Find out when it's going to get here with the 7-day forecast in just a few.
All-American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Tamaqua, PA is a three-generation family-owned and operated dealership entering their 33rd year of business and continues to uphold the family philosophy that every customer should be treated as part of the family. Stop in and let them show you how they honor these values. You'll meet a family member in every department, from finding your new car in sales to low interest rates and financing and extending your vehicle's life and service.
Give us the opportunity to show you. We're big enough to serve you, but small enough to know you.
The Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home Incorporated at 542 North Wyoming Street in Hazleton, serving the greater Hazleton area since 1890 and still family owned and operated, offers convenient parking, handicapped accessibility, seating for over 150 people, casket, cremation product showrooms to accommodate traditional, cremation, and pre-planned funerals. The Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home Incorporated, 570-454-3341.
If you haven't found the perfect fishing getaway, you haven't been to Captain's Cove. Located on Henderson Harbor in upstate New York, Captain's Cove offers a variety of accommodations to please just about anyone. The motel, also located on the harbor, offers a magnificent view. Enjoy free morning coffee, air-conditioned rooms, cable TV, and HBO. The cottage can accommodate up to 8 people with 3 bedrooms, a complete kitchen, washer, dryer, 2 full baths, air conditioning, and outside grill and picnic table. Call us today for rates and information at 1-800-824-FISH.
WILN Sports, broadcasting live June 8th and 9th at the Weatherly Hill Climb. WILN Sports will take you up the hill, past the Devil's Hook, around the hairpin turn, and through the Dutchman. All the turn-by-turn coverage of the Weatherly Hill Climb, live on WILN TV 35. Saturday, June 8th from noon to 4 p.m. Sunday, June 9th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. WILN, the station to turn to when you want live sports. WILN, we're your local network.
Welcome back. There will be a heightened presence of Pennsylvania State Police at Pocono Raceway this weekend as troopers gather to protect race fans and also to honor those killed in the line of duty. On Saturday, 2 state police cars will lead the ARCA cars onto the track for the Pocono 200. One of those cars will be Nick Igdalski's number 86 Chevy. The hood of his car tells our story and is a major reason this is going to be a big race weekend for fans and the state police. Here's Ken Cara with the story.
Just like people, when it comes to race cars, it's what's inside that counts. But outward appearance can build confidence and instill pride. Nick Igdalski's number 86 Chevy is beautiful from the inside out.
We've had 94 troopers die on duty. It's always leaves a hole in your heart. So it's really nice to see the community, and especially the racing community, honor this and people to remember them. I know that it means a lot to their families of the troopers that have died to see that their loved ones are still remembered.
This story actually begins back in 2009 here at the Pocono Raceway when Trooper Joshua Miller showed up to shoot a spot informing people of the dangers of driving under the influence. The owner of the 86 car, John Fox, was at the track that day and met Trooper Miller. And it was Fox who suggested the 86 team do something special for the state police.
I was here when he did the DUI. I remember that. That's why it grew so hard into me. You know, what he did, it was only like 2 weeks later he was killed. You know, and that's the hard part. You know, that you know the guy and knowing he went and saved a child's life, you know. And it makes it really warm up inside. You got to get behind this guy because it could be your child next time, or it could be your wife, or anybody in your family that these troopers are going out there to save.
Trooper Joshua Miller was killed in the line of duty protecting a 9-year-old boy who was kidnapped. Just a few weeks earlier, Igdalski was at the track the day Trooper Miller made a visit.
I mean, being Pennsylvania born and bred, working the racetrack just about all my life, seeing how much these guys support us day to day, it means more than anything. So very proud to be able to have them affiliated. I'll be keeping this hat in my car just in case I get stopped down the road.
This week, the Pennsylvania State Police will be rooting for Igdalski to speed. The higher the finish, the more money for the 86 team, and that means more money they'll be able to donate to the state police.
We were hoping to get a sponsorship that whatever we made above, you know, but just what our cost is. There's no profit made in this. So whatever our cost is, we're going to kick back. Above our cost is going to get kicked back to the state police. And I said to Nick, I said, the only way we're going to do this, Nick, you got to win the pole and you got to win the race. We're going to be in good shape, Nick. He says, oh, that's like pressure to me, he said. So, but hopefully we can get up there and be up there in the top 5.
Once Igdalski crosses the finish line, he plans on doing 2 more races this season. And one of them is the second ARCA race at Pocono. If the team can get the sponsors, they will ride again, and they'll once again be leaving room on their hood for the state police. The team wants to keep helping and keep making sure people never forget the sacrifices made by some of Pennsylvania's bravest. In Long Pond, for WILN's Late Edition, I'm Ken Cara.
Nice to have Ken Cara back reporting for us. Well, once John Fox came up with the idea, Nick Igdalski went to Jim Haynes and the H&K Group for a sponsorship, and they helped out in a big way. But the car owner and driver were very grateful to the H&K Group and all of their sponsors today. Well, Beth is back in with more sports right after this.
Managing risk is more than just buying an insurance policy. At Dreyfus, our approach is different. We have 25 risk management professionals who have the tools and experience to help our clients avoid and survive unexpected events. We can help you with risk transfer, OSHA requirements, safe workplace, cybersecurity, and claims management. All of these go well beyond an insurance policy. We're also independent, so we can access dozens of insurance carriers like Grange Insurance, who can insure your auto, home, business, and life. Dreyfus Insurance since 1901 and Grange Insurance since 1935. We're committed to helping you manage risk.
Go hog wild for Iron Pigs Baseball. WILN is televising the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs Live, America's favorite pastime on your local network, WILN TV 35. See the Major League Stars of tomorrow at Coca-Cola Park. Don't miss any of the games here on WILN TV 35. Visit WILNTV.com for a complete Iron Pig schedule. Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs on WILN, your home for live sports.
It's known as the Tricky Triangle, a track whose sum total equals a challenge like nowhere else.
Smoke is boiling between Bush and Johnson.
It is Pocono Raceway, where the first race was won by a king. Every race is full throttle to the photo finish.
Virtual dead heat.
And wrecks are not the end, but the start of a comeback. This is Pocono Raceway, where history is measured in right angles.
Join us this week. It's the 1-hour special season finale of Women Today. We're going to tell you what we'd like to do this summer. Deb's going to get some self-defense lessons. Officer Bob Breithaupt from Butler Township Police Department is going to tell her how to get started. Lonnie wants to learn how to paint. Jane Bukowski from Martin's is going to tell her how she can get some lessons and give her some starter tips. Later, I'm going to get some golf lessons at Eagle Rock Resort. Chris is going to get creative one last time, and you're going to get a sneak peek at season 4. It's all coming up this week on Women Today.
Tom, you can't be serious.
Hey, good morning, neighbor. Just thought I'd pay some bills and download some tunes.
But you've got DSL at your house. Go do that there.
Yeah, but your cable high-speed internet is so much faster.
Lucky me.
Oh, by the way, your mom emailed you. Man, are you in trouble.
Service Electric high-speed internet. The best internet in the neighborhood.
Episodes of Off the Beaten Path start June 12th at 11:30. Check your local listings for rebroadcast times.
Major League Baseball is considering suspending 20 players who were named in the files of the Biogenesis Anti-Aging Clinic in Florida. Among them are the Yankees' Alex Rodriguez and Milwaukee's Ryan Braun, the 2011 NL MVP. ESPN's Outside the Lines reports owner Tony Bosch will cooperate with the investigation. MLB will seek 100-game suspensions for all the players, claiming that first and second offenses were committed when they got banned substances from the clinic and then lied to investigators. Others involved include Texas's Nelson Cruz, Detroit's Johnny Peralta, Oakland's Bartolo Colon, Toronto's Melky Cabrera, and the Yankees' Robinson Cano. Drug agents are investigating narcotics delivery to the home of Indians closer Chris Perez in Rocky River, Ohio, in suburban Cleveland. No charges have yet been filed. Officers with a search warrant took evidence from Perez's house. Whatever was contained in the delivery has to be analyzed at the State Crime Laboratory. Indians general manager Chris Antonetti said the team had talked with Perez and was gathering additional information. Steelers quarterback Ben Roethlisberger underwent what Coach Mike Tomlin called minor surgery today to deal with lingering discomfort in his right knee. He'll miss next week's mini camp but is expected to return when Pittsburgh opens training camp in July. The surgery is the second one on Roethlisberger's right knee during his 9-year career. The Flyers are bringing goalie Antero Niittymaki to the organization, not as a goalie, but as a scout. The Finnish goalie spent 7 years in the Flyers organization. He's 8th in number of games played by goalies with 161. He last played in the NHL with San Jose. GM Paul Holmgren said Niittymaki will scout primarily in Europe. The NHL will propose new, thinner goalie pads and more rule changes when it meets with the Players Association's competition committee. The league will propose cutting pad height by 3 inches or a fixed height for all goalies, abandoning the individual sizing chart, which allowed pad size to be set by the goalie's dimensions. The NHL is asking this because it wants to increase scoring. And the Sixers would like to bring Larry Brown back as coach. Comcast says the Sixers have talked with Brown and that other clubs have as well. Brown apparently apparently is unhappy with his coaching job at SMU, but he's not interested in coaching in NBA level again, but rather running club as a GM. Brown coached the Sixers from 1997 to 2003, winning Coach of the Year in 2001 when he led them to the finals. Now, let's check out tonight's national scoreboard. First up, the Bruins lead the Pittsburgh Penguins 2-0, and the Pens trying to get some momentum going their way tonight in the conference finals. Teams are tied with less than a few minutes left in regulation. NBA finals between the Heat and the Spurs start tomorrow night. So right to the Eastern League. Reading lost to Altoona Senators shut out Bowie, and it's Akron 11-2 in the International League. Pigs over Buffalo, Rail Riders 8-0 over Syracuse, and the final in 10 innings, Norfolk over the Bats 8-7, Kansler 1-for-6 with 1 RBI. In the majors, the Red Sox fall to the Rangers in 16 innings. It's the White Sox over the Mariners 7-5, and the Cubs and the Angels are tied at 5 right now. Rays, they shut out the Tigers in the top of the 5th, the Twins trailing the Royals by 3, and the Orioles trail the Astros. Yankees get the 6-4 win over the Indians earlier today. In the National League, the Phillies are finally 500 with their 6-1 win tonight. Mets blow out the Nats 10-1. Rockies win 12-4. The D-backs are up on the Cards in the 6th. The Dodgers are trailing the Padres 1-0, and the Braves shut out Pittsburgh. The A's over the Brewers, and it's the Blue Jays blanking the Giants. That final score was 4-0. Joe's back with his weather recap. Stick around.
During these changing times, is your insurance program up to date? I'm local Allstate agent Gary McNeilis. I invite you to come into our office or give us a call. We'll help you be sure that you have the proper coverage to take care of all your family's needs at a price you can afford. Now more than ever, you need to be in good hands to protect everything that's important to you. Our team of insurance professionals and I will be honored to serve you. Are you in good hands?
Weatherwood is a privately owned 200-bed nursing and rehabilitation center. Nestled within the quiet town of Weatherly, PA, we offer our residents and their families tranquil and scenic views from just about anywhere in the building. We are located within minutes of Hazleton General Hospital, as well as major metropolitan medical and trauma centers in the Lehigh Valley. Whispering Meadows is a 50-bed secured dementia unit within our facility. Whether you need short-term, long-term, or respite stay, call or stop by today for a tour.
Enjoy the great outdoors at the Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range's Trap, Skeet, and Sporting Clays course. No waiting and no lines. First time shooting? Whitetail Preserve employs certified instructors to help you get the most out of your experience. Hungry? The restaurant at Whitetail has a great menu to satisfy and offers catering for all occasions. Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range, approximately 13 miles west of Hazleton and just 1 hour from Allentown, Reading, and the Delaware Water Gap. 118 Boulevard Road, just off the Rockland Road near Rockland. 384-2314.
All right, taking a look at our live Lehigh Tire conditions outside our station in Hazleton right now. We're sitting in at 59 degrees, pressure coming in at 30.07 inches of mercury, and it has been dry since 12 o'clock midnight, and it'll stay dry for the next hour. All right, well, nothing to show you across the Northeast right now. It is quiet and no rain just yet, and we'll stay through the overnight hours dry. 67 Wilkes-Barre Scranton International Airport, 58 in Mount Pocono, 67 in Philadelphia, 66 in Williamsport, 65 in Selinsgrove, and 68 in State College. Up in the Wyoming Valley area, not looking too shabby. Generally temperatures in the 60s as I speak right now, and again, nothing to show you on radar, but those clouds will be on the increase through tonight and tomorrow, and that rain will overspread from west to east. We'll have some of that rain around as we head also into tomorrow night and into Friday. And some of it could be heavy at times. Looks like we'll see a healthy amount of rain. Many locations could be looking at about an inch or so of rain. Definitely not out of the question. It's been dry around here. We need a good soaking rain, and I think we're going to see it this time around. Extended forecast brought to you by the Wire guys at Division of Rourke Electric. So we have the rain moving in tomorrow from west to east. The morning, for the most part, should be spared, especially across the north and east, but then the rain moves in from west to east. We'll have some of it around still for Friday and maybe a few showers around left over for Saturday, but as we progress through Saturday, improving conditions, and then some more showers as we head into early next week.
All righty then. Got to get that umbrella and keep it handy, right?
Absolutely, yep.
Joe's in a really good mood tonight. He's like ready to dance here or something. I don't know.
It's a wonderful day at Wild
You think it was Friday.
I tell you.
I wish it was Friday.
I tell you, yeah.
Joe's making us feel like it is, right? And hopefully the weather's going to cooperate for all your big sporting events this weekend.
Yep, NASCAR, hill climb, all that good stuff. Hopefully it's not too bad tomorrow for those state playoff baseball and softball games also.
All right, we'll keep our fingers crossed. You have a great night. We will see you back here tomorrow night, live at 10. Good night, everybody.